Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 21st episode of the Weave Campaign 2 Tales of Voria. The seconding. Wait, what was that? The fuck was that? How are we doing? Did you get the link or not, Jort? Of your new house?
Yeah, I sent it.
That's just a Facebook
But
thing.
that's probably the worst opening so far.
How are we all doing?
How are we all doing? Yeah.
Hey,
Why am I looking at the Isle of Man here? Okay.
that link does not work for me, George.
Anyway, D&D caps on. Let's see what happened this session. Let me just plug this in. There we go. Close this door. When we last left our heroes, you, after arriving, not calling the party name Wham anymore because apparently you dropped that name again. So, after arriving in White Barrow, you learned of a mysterious and overwhelming stench that had driven most of the population of the nearby town of Journess away, flocking to a hastily arranged refugee camp outside White Barrow itself. You negotiated with a representative of the White Barrow Town Council and set off to Journess to investigate. There, you found that the only people left in town had barricaded themselves inside the Temple of Acus, the biggest structure and the most important, since Journess is famous for its large cemetery that serves the entire region. Inside the temple, though, you quickly figured something was off with Mother Darcis, the head priestess, and the people she had forcibly made to stay in town, with a few of them falling sick and left to die inside the barn. After subduing Mother Darcis and sending the survivors away back to White Barrow, you braved the foul stench and the ominous fog that had covered the entire town, making your way to the center of the cemetery. There you found what appeared to be the source of it, and as you battle a horrible plant-like creature that could vomit zombies from his bulbous body. Like, beautiful sight. Using the oil that Spear had requested, you pretty much burned the entire area of the infestation at the core central crypt area, killing as well all the blights. But then you learned that there was more to it, as you found a recently excavated old elven crypt that led into an old elven crypt, with signs that something big and heavy had been recently removed. Wow. You learn about Lady Findalia Journess, some kind of important figure from ancient Wensha that had ruled this whole area from Castle Journess. The castle is long gone, torn apart for materials after the uprising that ended the empire, but its large cemetery with the crypts of the ancient elven figures remained. And there, inside the resting place of Lady Findalia, you found her sarcophagus missing, with a bat-like humanoid creature as the only thing left behind. You fought this vicious creature, managing to slow it down and keep it pinned down in a way that made its survival instincts kick in, attempting to flee by turning into a swarm of bats. And so the prey became the predator as you chased after it, and in the gloomy darkness of the fog-covered cemetery, you destroyed it as it attempted to fly away. And that's where we left off, I think. So, I had mentioned the moon, whatnot, for like atmospheric effect, but it is actually kind of like a couple of hours past noon at the moment. And but because it's all gloomy with the tall trees that I had described and the fog, and there are clouds in the skies, except for the perfect clear where you can see the outline of a daytime moon up in the sky. You find yourselves out there in the middle of the cemetery with the remains of this creature having reformed from its swarm of bat-like form into this horrible humanoid figure and kind of like crash to the ground. What do you do?
So, are you never going to teach me to fly then? You're just going to always do the flying yourself?
You said you didn't want to be my apprentice anymore. You said you quit.
Well, yeah, but I still want to learn to fly.
I mean, I don't think it was even a day.
I mean, you made Elizabeth fly. Oh, whatever. Start
Uh,
walking off to the church.
Can someone check it, please? Is it it? Is it dead?
I'm gonna poke it with my scimitar, the rags or whatever it is, the remnants of the creature. What is left?
So I'm gonna show you actually what it looks like. I have an image, and it has it has those like kind of like Princess Leia bulbous weird shit in the and it has a very strong leathery skin that makes it look very almost like lizard like in terms of the texture you can guess, and it has really long spindly arms and kind of like spikes protruding from its hunch back, and the face is almost like almost looks like a like a pug, like a dog. You know, it has the nose is very very short, almost like skeletal, and two big yellowish horrible like teeth kinds going down the face, and yeah, that's what it looks like.
Oh boy, it looks ugly, all right. I mean, probably dead too. Actually, I'm gonna pull the book from my satchel of the Discerning Adventure, or the.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip through it, trying to see if I find any notes about a beast of this kind.
Okay. Make an investigation check with advantage.
Ooh, that's a 2 and a 5. 7.
7. As you are flipping through the book, you're not able at the moment. I mean, so the check eventually you can like find information, but you know, as a quick check, at the moment you can't really find any references. It's a really big book. Any references about this type of creature. What I will say though is that this horrible like kind of like things it has on top of its head, the two big things, do have a bit of an acrid smell that it's definitely it's different from the stench. You know that the stench came from the corpse flower that you killed outside and burned, but this is it reminds you more of what the barn smelled like with the people inside it when you walk past it.
Elizabeth!
I'll fly down. I'm not feeling very well.
Oh.
What? Sorry.
Was it the flying?
Hang on a minute. You're not poisoned by this creature, are you?
Well, it scratched me. It didn't get its fangs in me. If that's what did it, I don't know how it works.
Come here. I just put a hand on her shoulder.
He has those.
Gonna put a hand on her forehead, but that's a bit weird. And I'm going to. Thou shalt heal, and cast that's a restoration on her. Just
Okay.
remove the condition of poison, I guess.
Okay, so yes, as you cast Lesser Restoration, you immediately feel it, Elizabeth, and this horrible feeling in your stomach and in your lungs that you could barely breathe properly gets lifted.
That feels much better. Thank you.
great. I wasn't sure that was going to work, to be honest. But yeah, you see that creatures, weird little horny things. I mean, you were dealing with some vials of acid and such things back in the caves, weren't you? In the Deep Devil's Enclave.
I dabble in alchemy.
Oh, then that might be of interest to you then. So, and the smell is very pungent and acrid.
I mean, I can take a look, but I'm more familiar when it's removed from the body. Not too keen to get too close to it again. But could I make a guess of what I might be able to do with
Yeah.
things?
Make a check with your intelligence with proficiency with alchemist tools. You're proficient in alchemist tool, right?
Yeah, but
Yep.
I rolled real bad, so 12.
12. So you just by looking at the fangs and the claws, you realize that this creature, if it did something, or if it was capable of doing anything like nasty, and is responsible for the disease that Spear saw in the barn, it would definitely have to do with the fangs. And you know that in order to create any kind of serum or antidote or anything like that with any creature in general, it is the fangs that you will want to remove and the glands attached to them.
Mm.
That's all you can tell. Yeah.
And so if we had to help anyone that's been infected by this, I think, as far as I know, we're too late. But we need to take its fangs and whatever's connected to it, which means we have to cut open its head. Or take its whole head, maybe easier, assuming the things on its head are the venom sacs.
Well, I mean, I've heard of some creatures from a faraway land, some hunters of prey called witchers, and they used to take the heads of creatures as a proof of their deed. So we could do that, both to prove our deed to the mayor of town and also to collect the fangs and whatever else at our leisure.
Are you volunteering to carry it?
Oh, that's a good point. That's, I mean, Spear doesn't smell, does he? And he doesn't get infected either. I think. Spear?
So you volunteering someone else to carry it then?
I peer out the temple with that mother, what's her name, Darcis, on my shoulder. Just walking back to the cart just to kind of dump her on there.
Yeah. You see, because you were right next to the
we've got
creature,
carts.
you see in the distance Spear just walking across the town and dumping the body of Darcy and Smothers in the cart.
You see, this is where sidebuds would be really handy. We could just have the heads of every creature we slay on the sidebuds of a car. That would be great.
Oh yeah, what's up?
I was just wondering about carrying cutting the head of the snake, as we are wont to do, and taking it with us.
All right, yeah, no problem. I'll take my axe off.
Just move away.
Okay. Yeah, you go. Make an attack. I want to see what happens here. Let's see what you
dear.
destroy.
Oh, just jump out of the way.
13.
13. Okay. You managed to hit the neck, but it's not a deep enough cut to go through it, so you need to go again. You go like halfway through it. Blood spattering all over.
Oh, but it's prone though, so I get advantage, right?
No, go again, because this is not about doing damage. You're doing damage to it. This is about the precision for the.
If it's prone, I get advantage on attack roll.
No,
Just roll.
15.
15. Okay. Second cut, you managed to cut the head off. Which, by the way, because I think no one has it in their inventory, you do remember that you have a chest of preserving, right?
I think it's back at the town, isn't it? Wybar.
Okay.
I would assume we'd have it on our.
On the mule.
Oh yeah.
We put the mule with us though. The mule.
And then you lent, and then you sent it back.
I would have thought we put I would have thought we'd put all that stuff onto the wagon, but I mean, if we didn't, then we didn't.
You did it. Yeah. Because you were thinking about just bringing the wagon with the oil just to burn it down.
I'm gonna look at the protrusions on the back of the creature.
Mhm.
What are they like?
They look like bone.
Oh, bone.
Yeah, like some kind of bone growth.
And they're not. I mean, obviously the bone is connected to like some sort of muscles at the back, or
and presumably to more cartilage and joints and bone as they're.
Yeah, so it would be quite difficult to get one of those out.
I mean, you can try, but this would enter more the realm of doing a proper butcher job with the creature.
Yeah, just they look interesting.
So, Coda, do you think any of the stuff here that we've got, you can reuse, like that guy was saying, if we get certain bits of creatures, we can use it to make things?
Well, I guess so. That's why we're taking the head partly, and maybe those bones at the back, maybe it's claws. But
So I shouldn't have really chopped the head off then. We should have brought the whole thing.
what do you mean? We can't bring this whole creature with us.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, we can, but big creature.
Just put it
We
on
have the
wagon.
wagon.
All right, up it comes then.
So,
You may as well quarter it at this point.
so Mother Darcy is unconscious in the wagon. First you bring the head, you put it there, and then a minute after you come with the whole body and plunk, dump it in the wagon.
I put it so that when she wakes up, she
Yeah,
first
there
thing-
is there is a pool, a bit of black blood that is kind of like pulling and kind of like staining the wood of the wagon and kind of like sinking in between the cracks of the wood.
It's kind of.
So do you think?
Smell.
I mean, is this mission complete?
Oh yeah, I think we got the. Oh, do we need a bit of the plant thing as well as proof we killed it? Shall we go chop a bit off? I'm going to chop a bit off that as well, just to. I assume it's still like simmering there with the like flames and stuff.
So it was the plant that was causing the smell. This was just extra, right?
Oh, yeah, we should get extra money for that as well.
Yeah.
right?
So we're not going to be compensated for this one.
I think we're being compensated decently anyway.
I pull open the book again and I show it to Elizabeth. Elizabeth, see if you can find any information about the plant here. I was looking at something for the creature earlier, but I couldn't see anything.
Oh, that doesn't look as bad as I thought it was.
In my head.
Well, I describe it a bit different. It is a bit like that, but instead of having so many little flowery like things, it has like one big one, and then the stem is longer, and it has like this bulbous center, and it was vomiting things from the top of the open flower.
Should we start making our way back? I can have a look through the book as we walk. I'd rather not be here for much longer if possible.
Yeah, it's only like if we get a good time now. It's only about what's.
But what if we want to take something out of the plant, though?
We can do that.
But it's smelly.
I'll guess. Well, what do you want? Which bit? Just point to it.
Would they appreciate us bringing part of the source of the smell to the back
I
to the
don't think they
village?
recognize it. So I don't know what value it will be to us unless we have value for ourselves.
Well, maybe we can concoct an antidote to smell. A counter smell, a perfume.
Counter smell.
Okay.
I don't think it works like that.
Maybe we can sell it to people who just really want to be isolated and have everyone move away from them.
That could actually be quite useful. Some kind of thing we could throw it at someone. Make them retch in a fight, incapacitate someone.
Exactly.
Or just people who don't want any friends, like Quint. Or
They don't have
Jin.
to suffer.
You can send it if you really don't like him. You can send him one in the post. It opens it up and poof, you know. So which bit do you want anyway? I don't know how much this is like. What?
Maybe just grab a bit of root, and then also if there are any bulbs of like
The whole thing was on fire, remember?
Yeah.
I'm
Covered
gonna
in oil.
Look.
So you're going through the book to see if there's anything about this flower thing.
Yeah.
All right. Make an investigation check with advantage.
Ooh, with advantage. 27.
27. All you find is that everything points at this being a corpse flower. There is no enough information about any because this book is not about like monster research in terms of like lore and stuff, but rather useful parts. And as far as you can tell, there is nothing, or rather, the whoever wrote this book is mentions how the little bits of things that could be harvested from them would require approaching them and spending time with one of these dead corpse flowers, and it is so horrible that people usually just burn them, and there is very little evidence of anyone successfully using them for anything in particular. But it doesn't mean that it cannot be done. It just means that it's usually just farmers or whoever finds this type of thing just burn it. So there is very little chance to learn from it.
There's nothing in the book that says we should want anything of this, but it's not to say there isn't anything there. I'm not keen to get my hands dirty though. If anyone's interested and has the skills, I certainly don't.
I'm not touching it.
I say we
All
burn
right.
it.
Yes. Let's do what we came here to do.
Yeah,
Burn the whole thing down.
It is mostly burned, but there are some bits and bobs that had survived the flames, so you can very easily get some
on fire.
Yeah, put it back on fire.
Yeah, so I'll go around then with just create a bonfire on any bits that's still there.
Yeah, okay.
Igniting.
You create a bonfire, and as it burns, the smell of burning rot is almost a relief, as opposed to like the floating miasma of rot that was there before. At least it overpowers you in a different, less horrible way. It's not pleasant though.
Well, that is a job well done. Now we got Mother Darcy, we got her cutlery. I think we're good to go.
I mean, but what's the bigger picture here? What have we discovered?
What do we do with it? I mean, we've discovered quite a lot. This whole mystery. We don't know where they're taking the body, but we know someone who may know what this place is.
I mean, should we be worried? Is anyone going to come after us?
Certainly the Midnight Coven will, once they find out it was us who did this deed.
We did what? We were too late.
Yes, but we killed one of its whatever creatures guarding their old.
What wasn't? I mean, I thought that was the thing that was in the sarcophagus.
No.
Was it not?
No, I don't believe this to be Lady Dahlia.
Yes.
I think this is just someone who was here. Just
I
an
thought
undead.
it was one of the covenants, one of the fanatics, and that as a boon they would turn into this creature and to protect.
So what was it protecting? We didn't take anything from it. Should we go back and see?
Well, I imagine it was protecting the tomb. Now the tomb is gone. It's just left there to expire.
This doesn't make any sense.
Maybe the creature, once it's been set to protect that space, it can no longer leave, even if like the tomb is taken.
It tried to fly away.
That's a good point. I take it all back.
It may have come back. It only ran away because we were going to kill it.
Are you sure it wasn't just there to, like, affect people that are in the town to, like, as a point of distraction.
But why wouldn't it just go to the town and do it anyway?
I don't know.
I think once it had a purpose and now it doesn't.
Well, it's dead now, isn't it? So, yeah. Anyway, we better get this. What's her name?
I mean, do we want to go just make sure there's no other clues down there? We didn't really look. We kind of fought this thing, and then we're all kind of jolly and merry about it now. And you've cut off its head, and you've put the body in the back bit. Now,
you're right. Let's go down quickly and have a look. See if there's anything else we've missed. I mean, might as well. We won't be coming back here for hopefully ever again.
Okay. So you go back down to the crypt, seeing the obvious signs of the sarcophagus that was there being removed. You see, as I said, all the elven scripture and everything that points at this place of burial being for someone very important. And someone make an investigation check with advantage as you're going through the crypt, and now that you have more time to look at it.
Guess Elizabeth.
21.
21. You find some remains of what are obviously elements of material components of some kind of ritual. Like, you know what, if you're, for example, like conjuring a familiar and you like burn incense with herbs and all that, and if you were to leave the remains of that, this is what it looks like, but instead of just a familiar, it looks like a much larger ritual was conducted here, right at the entrance of the crypt, like in front of the sarcophagus. You can definitely tell it has some kind of necromantic nature. And following the trail of stuff, you realize the ritual was conducted. It wasn't particularly localized to the crypt. The crypt was kind of like the center of it, but it was there was more to it. There are like elements of some kind of liquid that was poured all across the crypt and to the entrance, the excavation. And there should be more that led down to around where the corpse flower was, for instance. But because you burned that whole area, all of that is now lost. It's impossible to tell where else it was there. But some kind of important necromantic ritual with lots of stuff was done here. And there are bits of remaining.
Nothing else.
No, that's all you can tell, apart from what I already told you about, like Lady Fintalia and the place of rest and blah blah blah.
Well, I haven't been able to find anything particularly new. You? Anybody? Find anything?
No, but do you think that ritual means that they actually...
Oh, sorry, and amongst the remains, of that ritual are tattered pieces of what look like robes, grey.
Same color as the Gherkin was wearing?
Yes, blood stained, kind of like half torn pieces of a grey robe, grey and black robe.
Well, this is interesting. So clearly I was wrong about its purpose. I don't know why it was left here, but it seems like this may have been one of the cultists indeed. But why would they remain?
That's what I've been saying.
But yes, I agree with you now. I understand, and we have found evidence, but I can't understand why.
I mean, where was it? It was on the ceiling where we came in. Maybe there's something on the ceiling.
I'll try and fly up. Is my fly still going?
I haven't got rid of it.
It's 10 minutes, isn't it? So probably gone.
It's an hour. What's 10 minutes? No, it's 10 minutes.
Yeah, your fly's still going then.
I'll send Pepper up to look at the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have any light? She doesn't see well in the dark.
There you go. Just pass you a little stone.
Get Pepper to come back down and snatch it from your hand, and then fly back up with a stone.
Yep. Okay, so it is a vaulted ceiling inside the crypt. And you more clearly see now these images of worship of this Lady Findalia. You see, as I said, images of the castle that used to be here, and all the elves kind of like adoring and worshipping her as their ruler. But there is definitely too much of deference. It's almost, she's depicted as almost like a godlike figure. Not godlike, but just larger than life figure of worship on top of being the ruler. And there is you gather from what you already saw and all the depictions there that her center of power appeared to be the castle, but also the catacombs of the castle. She wasn't, you almost as if she didn't rule, or the depiction of the core of her power wasn't in, on the surface itself, but rather underground.
There's more information, but still no reason for it to be left behind.
Did you have a look in the sarcophagus? Like, maybe there's a false floor or something?
It's gone.
Taking the sarcophagus.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Maybe once she wakes up, Mother Darcy's may be able to dispel some of these doubts we have.
Is there anything at all left, like any vases or any kind of, like just anything else at all? That's like sort of items.
Nothing beyond the remains of material components that were used for whatever ritual was conducted.
Oh.
I think we'll reach a dead end here. We should return.
Yeah. Maybe it was just some kind of sacrifice.
I mean, if I was to guess at this, I would say that they brought someone in here as a sacrifice to wake her up, and then as part of that, or maybe there was like a curse, and they got someone to move the sarcophagus thing you said was here, and then when they moved it, they got cursed, and that's what turned him into that thing. Or maybe that thing came along in the first place and helped to move it, and then he was like, I'll just stay behind.
Or perhaps they see this as a blessing, this transformation. And the reason it was in here as opposed to outside was because it's daytime, and vampires don't like the day, typically.
Really? Okay, that's good to know.
As I understand.
These are all good theories. But we can't take theories with us. So I guess, I don't know, we could just make it not our problem.
I mean, it wasn't our problem anyway, really. Whatever. Well, I don't know, until if the people come after us, like you say, they're going to come after us. But then we'll just kill more of these sort of vampire things. That one died pretty easily. I mean, it nearly killed Elizabeth by looks of it, but we sorted it out, so it's fine.
Well, no one knows about us apart from Darcis.
So you're saying we should maybe...
It's got a spear.
You know, distasteful, but perhaps logical in this case.
I object to this course of action.
We need to find some way to make sure that we're going to be safe. And perhaps that just means her being incarcerated. We take her back to White Power.
That goes without saying. I mean, we shall speak to the mayor and we'll make sure that she... I mean, we have all the villagers to testify as well.
But we can't guarantee that will keep her quiet.
That is true. But we must trust in the recourse of law.
Indeed.
So should we just head back? Or do we want to look at and try and find out where they were going?
I mean, I was happy to head back 10 minutes ago, but you were insisting.
But I mean, well, yeah, well, we still have this time limit, so let's just
Yeah,
get
we
it
know
out
the
of the
names
way,
of
and then
places
it's less
they've
stressful.
I want to get the extra gold and get the sidebars and.
We have the name of the place they're gone. We just need someone that knows that place to tell us where it is.
I tell you, like Halfworth will
The name
know,
of the
won't he?
place?
Halfworth would most likely know, indeed.
You know what we could do actually? If we hide the body, go back, say, look, we've solved this problem, but you have a bigger problem, and there's this thing that lives there and it's cursing everyone. We can go kill that for you too, and then we go and come back and we've already killed it. You know, we just show the body at that point.
This
Yeah,
sounds too
it's-
complicated.
I get the feeling that the mayor will say, "We paid you to take care of the problem, and you have taken care of only half of the problem. So go back and kill the creature." Blah 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 blah.
No, in his context, we definitely solved the problem.
Right, can we talk about this on the way back?
Sure.
By the way,
Race you.
because
I'll start flying.
I had told you that I would give you the name, but I hadn't given it to you. I told you that I would. The name is Ananthus, Ananthas.
That's the name of the place.
That's the name that was in Mother Darcy's notes of where this group she was working with, this cult, was to take the sarcophagus. And you have no clue. It is the first time, as I said last session, it is the first time you've heard this name. It doesn't ring a bell, except that you can definitely tell by its musicality, that also because of how it was written on Mother Darcy's letter, that it has some kind of connection to Wenshar, to Elven script.
We have those notes, by the way, those letters. Right?
Yeah, you have the
Okay.
letters. Yep. I mean, I assume that you took them. I know.
Yeah. I was just double checking.
He's the guy saying, "Oh, here's evidence." Okay, we know. Let's get it there.
All right, cool. Well, I guess we'll head back.
Okay, so you grab your wagon now, full of the body of this creature, the head, and Mother Darcy's that is also tied down. Spear, you grab again the two ropes to pull with, and off you go down the road. It will take you 6 hours to go back, so you can you already traveled some time today, but you should be fine to travel the rest of the way, the full 6 hours, and arrive at night essentially to White Barrow. Is that what you're doing, going straight ahead?
Yeah, when did we leave? Sorry, we left yesterday.
You left yesterday. You did some distance, then you stopped to rest in the Three Towers, and then in the next morning you came the rest of the way here, which was another like 2 hours of walk to Journess. Then you spent some time here, and now it's like 2 p.m. and now you're making your way back.
Basically, made it back in
it's
about 24 hours.
One day, perfect. That's another 200 gold pieces.
Wait, no, it was.
That's 100 gold per day. I know, sorry, it's 100 total, minus
No.
50 per day.
Yeah, correct. You were trying to swindle me.
And 3 cows.
And what?
3 cows.
And 3 cows.
And the 3 cows, true.
Okay, so you make it all the way. You start making the way to White Barrow. As you leave town, the air becomes easier to breathe, and it's refreshing, almost like the air after a thunderstorm, and when it is clear and fresh. And it kind of like lifts your spirits a bit. You realize that your stomachs were rumbling, but not of hunger, but rather kind of unsettled stomachs. And now you're starting to feel like, well, we could actually use a bite once we get there. You know, your appetite opens again as you
Have one of those cows.
the entire thing. And after a few hours, without further incident, and leaving the smell behind, you see the lights of White Barrow, and again the refugee camp now with all oil lamps and torches, and the smell of cattle and cattle shit, and of this farming town. You see the massive slaughterhouse there, with the smell of meat, of fresh meat, blood being cut. As you make your way back into the center of town. As you start actually arriving in town, first a couple of children kind of like come over and start following you along. Oh, what did you find there? What is that? Look what they have. And then a couple of, you see another farmer that drops the rake. Hey, it's them! They're back! It's them! It's the academy! The academy people! And they start pointing the fingers at you, and you are now surrounded by a group of 10, 15 people that are kind of like escorting you in a circle around you, and kind of like looking, wow, did you kill it? Yeah, these are the people that they saved us. Look, there's Mother Lassie's. Oh, look at her. And one of them grabs a stone and fuck her, and throws a stone, hits the side of the wagon as you're kind of like moving. Fuck her, burn her, burn her. The crowd is going to be rowdy. They're both kind of like looking at you in a admiring way, but also in a vengeful way to Mother Darcy's and whatever. They want their comeuppance
Under flesh.
Yeah. So yeah, you are kind of like surrounded by this group as you make your way through.
I'm going to stand over Darcy's body as they're trying to throw stuff at her, and just hold out my hand. Just tell them to stop.
Oh, what are you going to be doing with her?
She will get her just desserts.
Yeah, justice! Justice! Burn her at the stake!
If that is what the Lord decides, that is what will happen. But it's not for you to decide, so please leave her be for now.
Yeah. They're kind of like shuffling along, kind of like encouraged. Yeah, fuck her. Yeah, that she didn't want to like treat all the people that were sick. Yeah, fuck her. We're gonna burn her. And yeah, they're kind of like getting excited about it. But yeah, with all the commotion, you have to slow down a bit as the group kind of like surrounds you, and you see a couple of jackals that were providing this kind of like half security for the town and half trying to help, with rations and whatnot to the refugees. And they are like muddy, they are like in bad shape. Their armors are not like they don't look like fit for combat, but kind of like tired after long restless nights. And they kind of, okay, this purse. And a woman kind of like walks past the guy that is trying to disperse the group, and kind of like stands in front of you, spear. Hold in there. We're gonna need an explanation. What happened here? I heard stories about Mother Darcy's and the wandering misfits. What did you find there? What is this story about the priestess being involved?
Who are you? Sorry.
Well, we run security here. We are soldiers.
Well, I was taking this to the mayor of the town because he was the one that hired us. So
He's also the one paying us.
if you want to come with us, and you can listen in while we explain to him. But I don't really want to tell the story twice because it's quite a long story. So
fair enough. Okay, let's go. And they all kind of like start walking next to you while they keep the crowd out. Step away! Let the wagon through! They're kind of like trying to like puff up their chest and kind of like impose any like sense of authority here.
Do you think they're going to try take any credit for this?
I mean, they chopped the head off the thing, did they? So good luck.
They've seen us come into town with a headless creature. There's no way they could be able to claim any credit for it. It's all yours, Scotland.
I know, they might
Stand up
charge us.
tall
They
and
might charge
proud.
us for security afterwards.
We'll pay them with cows.
One of the jackals that is kind of like keeping the people takes a look over and see Mother Darcy's, but then sees the creature is like, what the fuck is that? And sees that he's decapitated and kind of like with the spear kind of like pokes it a bit like over the side of the wagon. Like, what the fuck is that? And kind of like poking it a bit.
I gotta kick his spear because I'm stood up there over Darcis.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Oh, yeah.
not just away him. Leave it be.
What the hell is that? That's
We
not.
don't know.
What kind of creature is that? Look at them claws.
It's a dead kind.
Well, yeah. It plays, it dies, huh? Well done. Anyway, yeah, over there. And they kind of like finally open up. And there's more people now. As you reach the center of town where the well was and where that kind of like wooden stage was set up, where they were showing off cattle for auction and whatnot. Because it's late, nothing of that is set up at the moment. But you are led there to the center of town. And there's a crowd of like 40, 50 people now. All around you, like, oh, yeah, Mother Darcy's. And there's another one that shouts, no, she always helped me, she healed my boy. We're not going to burn her. And there is, arguments back and forth, people shouting. And then a dwarf that you hadn't seen so far appears to be a woman. She's wearing she has a, where is she? She has a kind of like she's braided her hair in two long braids and then kind of like wrapped them around her head in a ring of braids, and then just two bits hanging off to the side. She's wearing some kind of like nice light blue dress but appears to be functional. It's not like a fancy dress or anything like that. And she's quite squat and stout, and she kind of like opens her way towards you, and you can definitely see deference and respect towards her as she comes over. And it's like, yeah, they're the ones I told you about. And she kind of like steps forward. Welcome. Oh, welcome back to White Barrow. My name is Body Ashto. I am a representative of the town council. Trader Ashto, you can call me. I heard about your heroic acts up in Jornes, how you freed and sent some people over here with your help. You were able to rescue these people, even though there were some unfortunate casualties as well. So the town is definitely thankful. Now, if you don't mind, and I believe you have the body. Well, is she alive, Mother Darcy's?
Just
She's
about,
alive. She's uncomfortable.
Well, in that case, why don't we step onto the town hall? The rest of the council is there at the moment. We're dealing with some other stuff, but so we can discuss further. You two, grab her body and bring it inside as well. And what is the other thing you have there in your wagon?
Elizabeth first.
Well, so when we arrived, well, maybe perhaps this is for a larger crowd inside, but this is part of the problem, not the core of it.
Part? You mean like the stench, the smell?
Not the source of the stench, the source of the disease, and not the cause of it. This goes much deeper than we've seen so far.
Oh dear.
You're saying too much. That might give the reason to not pay us properly.
No, they're going to pay us.
Look, is the town safe now? Can we send the people back? That is the most important thing at the moment.
You might want to leave it maybe a day or two. I guess there was a bit of a, I don't know, that like cloud of stuff only seemed to be dissipating, didn't it? So,
Well,
But
The
it is
town is safe, though.
very well. Well, okay. You can explain everything inside. Come with me, and point. And the two jackals that were coming with you, kind of like they sheath their spears and step away, and climb onto the wagon to grab the body of Darcy's.
Can you make sure no one approaches the creature whilst we are inside? Just get 2 of your men. Make sure no one touches that thing. Lest you want disease to spread like around Wheelbarrow like wildfire.
Well, is this creature source of the disease that some people reported?
Not anymore.
Ah.
But
Well, is
just
it
to be sure.
is this airborne? Are we all in danger now?
No. It's
just
only...
don't touch it.
Oh, very well. Okay, you two, come here. Grab this wagon and put it next to the carcasses. Put it next to the waste. We'll leave
Not that guy. Not that guy. He already poked it with the spear.
Wait, no, my spear. I poke it with the bottom of the spear and kind
Oh
of.
yeah, you need to get rid of that spear now.
Starts like trying to sweep the spear across the ground just in case there was something there. Fucking hell. Okay, well you fucking, and drops the spear on the ground. Yes, you know what? The boy's right. Why me? Why? Yeah, someone else should take this wagon full of rotten, diseased vectors. And then another one comes over. I will do it. And you see a Goliath showing up and kind of like with big sweeping movements of his massive hands start moving people about. And it's like, wait, what's his face?
Your competition spear.
Frego, very well. There you are. And he turns around. You two, come with me. And he kind of like giving orders to the jackals. He's also wearing a jackal tabard, this Vrego. He looks, he's a Goliath with grey skin, male, completely bald, and he has one triangular tattoo that comes down to like in between the eyebrows, and then 2 triangular tattoos like that. It creates kind of like an interesting geometric shape. And you can definitely tell that this guy is in charge of the jackals here. And he's like, oh yeah, aye, Captain, I was about to volunteer. Of course, we'll take the wagon to the building with all the rotten carcasses on the waste. This is such a lovely place. And they just start pulling the wagon along with Vrego. And Vrego kind of like raises his hand and gives Body, the dwarf woman, kind of like a wave, and also looks at you all in a very measuring, gives you all a measuring look, and then just nods as he moves away with the jackals on the wagon.
Give equal measuring look and nod back.
He looks angry.
Yeah,
Tattoos.
Why couldn't you guys just send him?
Because he's a jackal.
So anyway, Body, sorry, you were saying something? I missed it.
Yeah, well, why? He looks big and strong. Why can you send him?
Well, send him where?
Does he not want the gold or something? To deal with the problem?
Oh,
Scotland, we don't want to
No,
give away
but-
business.
Captain Vrego here is under orders of Singing Holly. Don't know if you know about her, but he's in charge of keeping the peace around the whole area around White Barrow, and his orders are pretty clear. He was to stay here. Unfortunately, he could not spare the men to go to Jornes and deal with whatever was causing the issue there. This has been a rapid onset situation. I'm pretty sure that Vrego himself would have eventually, decided to go and deal with the problem himself. But fortunately, you came along.
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyway, come on, let's go. We're on time limit here.
You know, when we We pride ourselves on our rapid response team to take care of any of your situations.
Well, yes, that was a rapid response indeed. I believe you negotiated something with 1 second, with farmhand Milos. So we'll settle that in a moment. Come, and she leads you towards the town council, which is the bigger building here. Inside, you see there are about 10 people that are having organizing groups, and you see a main group of 3 that are kind of like separate from the rest, and everyone is kind of like either standing up next to tables, with jars of ale, or sitting down at the central table further behind, where there is like a feast that has set up. Obviously, today's like a town council meeting day, important or something. There is a fireplace that is set on the ground. It's kind of like a rectangle, so at ground level. So it almost looks like a Viking longhouse with. So you see the tables are all organized around the fire in the center, and Voria kind of like says, waves at everyone as she leads you inside, all the way to this group of 3 people at the back, at the kind of like the central most important table. And there you see the one you dealt with, that she introduces as Milos. That is a human. You also see another human, and she introduces this is Mr. Chapman, Kenneth Chapman, representative of the butchers. From the Chapman family, and this is trader Haldred Oakriver and our leader. So you have 4 members of the council with Voria, including Voria. Milos kind of looks around. Yes. I had agreed a fee for the services of this group. And you can tell now that the rest of the council are kind of giving him the eye, kind of like fucking hell, and you agreed a bit of a pricey fee, but they're all silent. So we have, hearing of your return, we have arranged to start working on your payment. Of course, we'll sort out your wagon as soon as we have the chance, and the cattle that was promised to you, and of course the coin itself. But first, please, a report. What exactly happened there? How did you solve this problem for it to never return?
Do you want to take this one, Kodo? You seem to be. I mean, you got us a good deal last time, so there you go.
Yeah.
Pat on the back and just.
It's a good time to sum it all up in a song. Well,
Not today, Scott, actually. Today, I feel that we should tell the story.
okay, I'm going to keep while he explains.
I'm going to tell the story, obviously, basically rather faithfully.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So just so we don't go through it.
Yeah. So just tell me, the key points. What do you leave out, or what do you things you mention specifically?
I mean, I am going to leave out at the beginning the Midnight Coven shenanigans, in the sense of that I am not going to focus on that too hard, but obviously once we suspect the issue with Mother Darcy's, I will mention that there is something afoot, and then I will tie that in after, I guess, we go down and we find out all the information about what's going on down there, to confirm our suspicions. So it doesn't look like we basically jumped the gun straight away at punching Mother Darcy's, even though we did notice that the villagers were clearly edgy and.
Okay, so this will be a mixture of checks, and I'm gonna let you make a performance one to see how you spin this tale into an exciting narrative.
Oh, it's only a 6, but I got +10, so 16.
16. Okay. as you tell the story, Milos, farmhand, the guy that had originally agreed everything with you, is kind of like enraptured by it, and you know, very interesting, and nods around, kind of like saying, "You see, I made a great choice. These guys were good." And Kenneth Chapman, the like of the butchers, has a bit of a more skeptical look, but nods along and smiles at the right times. And Voria, the dwarf woman that led you inside, she kind of like also nods like safely, and okay, yeah, that makes sense. So they planned. And then what you see is the leader, Haldred Oak River, which is also a dwarf. You reckon he takes a bit of a secondary role, even though he's supposedly the leader, and he kind of like he nods. He's the kind of guy that you can tell that agrees with whatever else everyone is saying. So if someone says, "Oh yeah, that's," and then yeah, of course, and then the other one is, well, you know, a bit more skeptical, and he goes like, yeah, you know, a bit of a figure leader, if you wish, that appears to have no opinion of his own. But then you spin your tale, you tell the story, and then he speaks and says, "So it was a plant then, a rotten plant full of corpses that was contaminating the cemetery. And you said you burned them all. There is no remains of this dreadful existence."
Oh, the plant is indeed gone. We made sure of that. Though, it should be noted that the source of the disease was the vile creature that we defeated.
And obviously, I will have elaborated quite grandly about how evil the creature is, and the fact that we have it outside decapitated for their pleasure and enjoyment.
And so the stench was the plant, but the creature that got infected by disease were the people that got infected was because of this creature. What do you intend to do with this creature? We cannot. I mean, we definitely don't want to bury it. Our cemetery is Journess, pretty much, and we don't want to burn it around here. Maybe that could like extend its disease fumes to the cattle. Can you take it with you and like dispose of it somewhere else? Preferably not near a source of running water, as you can contaminate.
Should we discuss a disposing fee?
I think the plan was to see if we could find an antidote for it in case there was more of them, and then we've got an antidote against it. So you know.
Oh, then I'm pretty certain. Then, and then at that, it is Milos that jumps up. Oh, yes, of course. Then we need to take the creature to Lady Adelfled. She will know what to do. She's the Majesty of the Order. She will certainly know what to do. Okay, we can take the creature to the Ivy Mansion then. And
What do you think, Elizabeth?
Sorry?
What do you think, Elizabeth? Do you
I think we
think
could
this
suppose-
magistrate will have more knowledge than you do regarding the
Most
disposal?
likely. The Magister of the Order. Of course you would.
Okay, I was sort of looking at you while saying this as if like